tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Hi everyone, welcome to Dharma Earth's Dose of Dharma, and this is a Dose of Dharma for today. In the last talk, we talked about well-spoken speech, and also what are the unsuitable speech and what are well-spoken speech, the factors of a well-spoken speech. And we also went a little bit detailed into false speech, which is lying. And today we're going to talk about divisive speech. Before we go into that, one thing about false speech is that, what about white lies? Is white lie considered a false speech? Well, actually, white lie is also considered a false speech. No? White lie is also considered false speech. So some people think that white lie is okay, but actually white lie is also considered as a false speech. Because you knowingly say things that is untrue, right? So that is false speech. Okay, so today we're going to talk about divisive speech. So what is divisive speech? Basically, it's like, okay, there's two person A and person B, right? So basically, with the intention to split them up, then you go to A, you talk bad about B. You go to B, you talk bad about A, and cause the breakup of relationships, or maybe even some disharmony between them. So this kind of speech is divisive speech. So according to Buddha's teaching, divisive speech, it can be because of greed and delusion, or hatred and delusion. So one may slander somebody because of greed for something, or maybe they want to gain some power, or to gain some benefit, or maybe to get somebody's jobs, like that, or to make someone's friends or devotees one's own. It's like that. And also one may utter divisive speech because of hatred, because of wanting to harm somebody. For example, let's say A and B, they are a couple, and you want to break up the couple because you are angry towards maybe A or B. Then you go there and you try to divide them with this kind of divisive speech. Then it causes harm for them, right? But when we are doing that, we're doing that because of anger and delusion. So what is the effect of divisive speech? Well, the effect is that it causes up the breakups of relationships. For the one who say the divisive speech, when somebody says a divisive speech, then they intentionally want to divide somebody, then we can say this as we just name it as a splitting karma. So when they created this kind of seeds of splitting karma, when the conditions ripen and this karmic seeds ripens into an effect, it will cause the person who say this divisive speech to lose their relationships with their friends, with their family, etc., with their students, devotees, etc. So that's why, especially when we are practicing meditation, or when we are trying to have a good life in the world, we should really try to avoid this kind of a divisive speech. You see, in the world now, there's so much divisive speech going on, isn't that so? So much polarization and so much hatred in those speeches. But if only people knew that the effect of divisive speech is that one's own relationships will come to ruins when the conditions for this ripens, then the world will be a more peaceful place, isn't it? So people will be talking about how to make peace. People will be talking about how to be harmonious, how to be peaceful, even though we have different ideas, different ideologies, different cultures, different way of living. So as a practicing Buddhist, as a disciple of the Buddha, if we can avoid uttering divisive speech and talk more about peace, harmony, love, tolerance, and having a big mind to be able to let others' differences in ideas also have a place in your mind. You may not accept it, but we understand that people have their right of speech and their right to think what they want. It's their choice. We don't have to get angry about that, right? We can choose to respectfully disagree, isn't that so? So it takes a lot of practice when we want to practice restraining a divisive speech. Sometimes even though we may not have that kind of intention, but some speech that we say, it may also split up others. So that's why when we talk, we have to be very careful to always try to promote peace, harmony, tolerance, and also a kind of a love. Whether the other party has the same idea or same ideology or same view with you or not, doesn't matter. Every being in the world deserves love because we also want to be loved. Isn't that so? Oh? So this is about divisive speech. So hopefully with this sharing, everyone will be able to restrain yourself from uttering divisive speech, and hopefully all of us will be able to practice well-spoken speech until we are able to totally eradicate our mind of defilements, or hopefully everyone will be able to restrain from divisive speech and be able to attain happiness in life. No? So this is a dose of Dharma for today. With this, I wish all of us to be well, peaceful and happy, and to be able to avoid divisive speech. And may the Triple Gem bless all of us to be able to attain path, fruition and Nibbana, and to attain the ultimate bliss of Nibbana as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.